Pokemon Platinum gives me goosebumps every time I hear this music, oh my lord. Pokemon Platinum, one of the few games that I always come back to and see as one of my favorite Pokemon games to this day, and there are a lot of reasons why.
Wait. How old are you?
Almost 19.
Wait a minute.
You're gonna have nostalgia bias!
Hold up. Alright.
You're not wrong! Sure, nostalgia probably changes a lot of what I think about the game and really hypes it up way too much than what it already is, but you need to understand this is my opinion and bias is sure to come. So, if you don't feel like hearing, that's fine, and if you want to keep watching. Hey. Pokemon Platinum was my first Pokemon game, and I've revisited the game way too many times to count, and I can't stop thinking about it. I want to share my thoughts on why you should plant yourself into my shoes and see through my eyes to see the glistening world of Pokemon Platinum and to ask me this question. Why do you love this game so much? I will be hopping through many topics that I find to be the main reasons why this game is so special to me, and why it's my favorite compared to all the other Pokemon games. To start us all off, let's talk about atmosphere. The atmosphere is pretty much what the game makes you feel and gives you the center of what the tone of the whole game is. For example, past Pokemon games, as in before Generation 4, are extremely cheerful and have the theme and atmosphere as a joyful adventure, which is kind of what the main premise of all these games are. You know, walking around, fighting different Pokemon, exploring the world, and making friends along the way. And the story comes down to becoming a Pokemon Master and destroying an evil corporation, trying to take over the world or galaxy. Or the entire universe. Which is Team Galactic, by the way, you know, that evil corporation of Pokemon Platinum. That one. Anyways, yes, Pokemon Platinum is a Pokemon game after all, and include all these elements and does have a joyful adventure. But, and this is a big but, the atmosphere is different. For the past 3 games, it's all fun, and with cheerful songs and all upbeat action with little downtime. And this is where Game Freak thought, let's try something new. The atmosphere for Pokemon Platinum would be mysterious, often calm, and soothing, which is reflected in many parts of the game, like the places you visit and the tunes that you hear that are associated with them. Just listen to the themes of Pokemon Platinum compared to the other Pokemon games and you will see a humongous difference in the number of calm songs to action-packed and upbeat. Most of the themes give off the vibe of relaxing, calm, and that feeling of being in an old grandparent's house with your grandma calling out while you're outside that dinner is ready. You get the point. The mysteriousness is the same, the music and locations really bring about a sense of mystery, but the story really levels it up. Just some locations are Etern Forest and the Spooky Mansion which is inside it, and the Solaceon Ruins which is where the Unknown are. The mansion is a place where you encounter some interesting scenes. Nah, dude. That's a ghost. No, I'm not dealing with that, bro. No, that's a ghost, dude. No. But the 2 most mysterious places are by far Mount Coronet and the Distorted World. If you really don't want to be spoiled the story, and if you haven't played the game, you can go to this time, and if you really don't care, you're welcome to stay. The story is about an evil corporation trying to create a different universe and you becoming the Pokemon champion. Team Galactic and its leader Cyrus round up the 3 lake Pokemon who have the power to summon the Pokemon of space and time so he can control them and create a different universe. According to legend, when Arceus, the alpha Pokemon, or pretty much the god Pokemon, created the universe, it created Palkia and Dialga as the keepers of space and time respectively, and it also created Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf, which were given the ability to calm and control Palkia and Dialga whenever they were enraged. But all goes terribly wrong when Cyrus captures these lake Pokemon and goes to Mount Coronet, as when he tries to summon Palkia and Dialga, Giratina appears, and the world is put into disarray. Giratina, the renegade Pokemon, is able to travel through and control dimensions beside those of time and space. Legend claims that Giratina appears in cemeteries and that it supposedly lives in a world on the reverse side, or the Distortion World. It was said to be banished because it was violent. The reason Generation 4 was made like this is for Pokemon as a series to have an origin story and to understand how the universe was created. There is a lot to say about this, and I'm not going to get into it, but the story is long and very thorough. So if you're interested, go to bulbapedia.com because they have a lot of information about there. The Distortion World is probably one of the most interesting places in Pokemon where pretty much time and space don't exist. Platforms float, move around, and you can even walk on walls and go down a waterfall sideways. You know, normal things. Anyways, this is where you finally fight Cyrus and get Giratina. The Distorter World is such an amazing concept and an interesting place, and I wish I can see more of these places. Pokemon Platinum even gave other stories about other legendary Pokemon like Darkrai and Cresselia. It's amazing how much they expanded on the story of Pokemon with just these little side stories included in Pokemon Platinum. Now, I've been talking about the story a lot, and haven't even got to the biggest point for every Pokemon game, which is the Pokemon, of course. Generation 4 had expanded the way Pokemon fight and include many interesting Pokemon as well. Firstly, before Generation 4, all move types had their specific correlation if they were a physical move or a special move. Let me explain. Every Pokemon has a regular attack for physical moves and a special attack for special moves. In past generations, the type determined if it was a special move or a physical move, like a fighting type move will always be a physical attack and a grass type move will always be a special attack. Now, that is not the case. If an attack requires physical contact like a punch or a tackle, it is considered a physical attack. If it is like a beam of some sort or blast, then it is a special attack. This really changed the way Pokemon had to fight, as you now must consider if it's better for a grass-type Pokemon to have a physical or a special move depending on the Pokemon stat, which shows with Turtwig being a big physical attacker. In past generations, that would not work as well, as all grass-type moves were considered special. Generation 4 released 107 new Pokemon, brand new Pokemon evolution trees, and great pre- and post-evolutions for Pokemon that really needed one. Also, the amazing legendaries. All three starters are extremely good Pokemon at what they do and seem to be equally as powered. The new generation bird, Staraptor, is a powerhouse of a Pokemon and made other flying types look weak. I won't name all Pokemon, but some that I find to be my favorite goes as follows. Garchomp, Lucario, and Drifloon. Garchomp is a powerhouse, and it being the regional dragon type, destroyed teams if not checked. There was no doubt of it being one of the strongest Pokemon of its time, and the competitive scene can agree as well. Lucario is another extremely strong Pokemon, and you will probably use it on your team during your adventure, as you are given an egg on Iron Island that hatches into Riolu, the pre-evolution. Drifloon isn't nothing to write home about, but I just love the concept of a balloon Pokemon that steal children away when they grab on. No, seriously, it is explained on multiple Pokédex entries that it makes children disappear when they grab a hold of it. Now, that's all the Pokemon that I find to be very special to me, but the most special part of the game is the music. Music was probably the biggest factor in why I love this game so much, as it has so many amazing tunes and the fact that I'm a music minor in college. It has the calm, soothing tracks for the towns, but the routes don't disappoint as well. They are just as amazing and contrast well with the soothing tracks. All the routes are exciting and joyful just like any other Pokemon game. Some of them even excel in being my favorite route song of all time. Here are some examples of the routes in a remastered version by Zane. Let me paint a picture for all of them first. Route 216, the first time you see a snowy area in the game that has snow falling slowly like a winter wonderland. But as you continue throughout the route, it goes into a raging blizzard. Next is Route 205, a greeny grassy route with windmills and a mountain range. Next is Route 210, a wild area with humongous stacks of grass and mountains. Okay, enough of the route themes. How about we listen to some of those sweet, sweet town themes. First up is Eterna City, a calm old rustic town with a legendary Pokemon statue. Next up is Floraroma Town, a quiet flower town that has a field of flowers that go on and on. Next up is Canalave City, a calm and quiet port town with a stunning view of the ocean. These are the songs and places I grew up with, and I absolutely can't stop adoring it. The thought of getting a remake of this game also makes me super excited, and I remember myself getting up super early and playing this game before school and after school for hours upon hours. This made my childhood complete, and I'm so glad that Game Freak did that for me, and I continue to support them and the Pokemon games they make. Thank you. Some closing thanks to Suga Conroy and Zames, where I used some gameplay with Suga, and all the music came from Zames, and I highly recommend you follow them and subscribe to them as they are amazing. I will put their social medias in at the end card and in the description, and thank you so much for watching.